Hi, this is Kay of Clever Someday. Today I want to show you how to do a star chart in a manner that you can engrave or draw with your cutting machine. I've been doing these for a couple years, but just the other day someone showed me a new SVG star chart generator and it works better than the one I was using. So I want to show you how you would go about doing that and processing it in Inkscape to get it ready for your cutter. So the site here is Armchair Astronautics. I'll put the link in the video description. And the very first thing you're going to want to do is click off of advanced options. So you're going to be turning this off just to simplify things a little bit. Put in your location. You can click here to get the location of your computer if you have location services turned on. If you don't know your latitude and longitude, there's a site called latlong.net that will let you type in your address or click on a map and get the numbers. So if I click on a location, I can get the latitude and longitude in a form that I can use to copy and paste or type into the other site. So I've entered the latitude and longitude in decimal format, copied it from the other site, and the next thing I want to do is choose a date and time. I can click the Now button to give me the current date and time, or I can go to a calendar and choose what I want. Now you will notice that it doesn't go very far in years, but I'm told that the stars don't change that much from year to year, and you can use any year you want, and it'll be our little secret. So once we have the date and time we want and the location, we're going to go to Projection and choose Orthographic. And then we're going to uncheck everything but stars and constellation names and lines. So just those three checks. And you'll see what our star chart looks like. Okay, and now we click SVG file and it will download to our downloads folder. So now we're going to open this file in Inkscape. And the first thing I'm going to do is under View, I'm going to put Split View mode, just so everything will stay visible and it'll be easier to understand what's going on a little bit. Now I have the Layers panel open here already. If you don't, you open the Layers panel. And I'm going to start deleting layers until I get to one that I want. The first one I want is down here, Constellation Names. I'm going to click the minus button 6 times till I end up on the Constellation Names layer. And then I'm going to delete 4 more layers until I get to the next layer I want to keep, which is Stars. And then I'm going to delete just 1 till I get to Constellation Lines, and then I'm going to delete all of the rest of them. So I've deleted 10 lines after that. So now I've got just 3 layers: the constellation names, the stars, and the constellation lines, because that's all I want to work with. So if I click up here on Constellation Names and select all, that selects everything on that layer. And you'll see down here at the bottom it says 36 objects selected of type text in layer Constellation Names. So I'm going to change the font of that. So I'm going to click on the A, and then I'm going to go to Arial. And then I'm going to go to Path, Object to Path, because Design Space can't bring in text. Then I'm going to Object Ungroup, and then Path Union. And when I'm done, you'll see that it has a path with a number of nodes in that layer const names. So now I'm going to go to the next layer, Stars. I'm going to select all again, and then all I need to do there is Path Combine. And you'll see that instead of a number of paths, we have one path with a bunch of nodes. Then the last layer, I'm going to do the same thing. Select it in the Layers panel. Select all. And then Path combine. Now you see some funniness going on over here. This is one reason I wanted to work in split mode. It's the outline mode that is here on the right that matters. Now all three of my layers have been optimized or cleaned up or made ready for other programs. So I'm going to click this Select All on Visible Layers button, and I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to make a new document, and I'm going to go Edit, Paste in Place. And now I'm going to save that as whatever. So I would probably want to put the name or the date and time and place in here. I'm going to call it Star Demo 2021, but you're going to want to be more descriptive than that. And then you can save it wherever you want that you'll remember where it is. So now if we go to a new project in Cricut Design Space, click on Upload Image, click Browse, and then we can go find the file that we just made. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of these, you want to make sure you have a good description about the date and time and location. So click Upload and then put it on your mat. Okay, you'll want to resize it for your project, but I'm going to leave it big so you can see it for a second. We're going to change to Engrave or Draw if we were going to draw this. And then you'll see over in the Layers panel that you have 3 layers because we have our constellation lines, we have our stars, and we have our constellation names. So the next thing we need to do is attach so that all the layers stay together. If we were going to engrave on acrylic, we would want to flip this horizontal so that it engraved on the back to view from the front. So from there we go about sizing and placing like we normally would. For instance, if we want to put this on acrylic night light, we could go ahead and bring in our template, send that to the back, and resize accordingly. From there we could use the dummy shape method or a jig to make sure that our engraving lands perfectly onto our blank. So this star chart generator is a great tool, and with a little extra work in Inkscape, you can prepare your files to work beautifully in Design Space, and you can make some really beautiful and unique and personalized gifts with it, and I hope you enjoy that. I'd ask that you subscribe to my channel before you move on, and I always appreciate your likes and comments and hearing that you've shared this with your friends. Thanks for watching.